everyone, welcome back to the Mandarin Pronunciation Series. This is Yan 老师. In the last episode, we covered b, p, m, f, the sounds made with your lips. Today, we are learning 舌尖音. What is 舌尖音? 舌尖 means the tip of the tongue. 音 means sound. So 舌尖音 simply means sounds made with the tip of your tongue. And all four sounds today, d, t, n, l, are 舌尖音. They all start from the exact same place. There are three things to know how these sounds work. Number one, tongue position. Place the tip of the tongue just behind your upper front teeth. This is home base for all four sounds. Don't move from here. Number two, air release. Same starting position, but the air goes in different directions. For d and t, air comes straight out through your mouth. For n, air goes through your nose. For l, air flows around the sides of your tongue. Number three, aspiration. This just means puff of air. T has a strong puff. Hold your hand or a piece of paper in front of your mouth and you will feel it. D, no puff at all. Same tongue position, three different air paths, one puff difference. That's the whole system. Let's look at each sound now. D. Here's the important thing. Mandarin D is not like the D in dad. English D has a buzzing vibration in your throat. Mandarin D does not. Instead, think of the D in stand or steam. Clean, no buzz, no puff. Place the tip of your tongue behind your upper teeth, then release. Let's say it together. D, da, da, da. T, same tongue position as D, but with a strong puff of air. T, t, ta, ta. The real difference between D and T is air. D, no puff. T, strong puff. Hold your hand or a piece of paper in front of your mouth. You should feel almost nothing with D, but with T, you should feel a clear burst of air. T, 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 da, da, ta, ta. Feel the difference? N, like the N in Nancy. This is a nasal consonant. Nasal means the sound comes through your nose. Place your tongue tip behind your upper front teeth. Same position as D and T, but this time let the air flow through your nose. N. You should feel a slight vibration in your nose when you say it. N, n. Ni, ni, l, like the l in love. The tip of the tongue touches behind the upper front teeth, and the air flows around the side of your tongue. For example, 来, 来. A quick note, n and l are often confused by learners. The key difference, n, air goes through your nose. L goes around the sides of your tongue. No nasal sound. Try them side by side. N, n, l, l. Let's hear them all with their example words. 大, 大, 他, 他, 你, 你, 来, 来. Now let's practice everything with a tongue twister. We have 3 rounds, easy, medium, and challenge. I will say each one first, then it's your turn. Ready? Let's go. 你来，他来，大家来。 你来拿，他来拿，大家来拿来拉。你拿你的，我拉我的，你拿你的不拉，我拉我的不拿，你我都来，拿的拿，拉的拉。Alright, that's episode 4. D, t, n, l, the tip of tongue sounds. Pay special attention to n. Remember, this is the nasal sound. In the next episode, we will look at g, k, h, the sounds made at the back of your throat. See you in episode 5. 再见。